the episode 30, episode 37. So the first thing we're going to look at is Vietnam, as Vietnam will be attacking another nation. As the nation they will be attacking is this country right here, as they will fully decide that they no longer like that this country has a lot of their historical lands. So we're going to see Vietnamese troops, as this nation is one of the last standing dictatorships, as Vietnamese troops will start bleeding through these parts, splitting these areas, as Vietnamese troops will fully capture this whole area, and troops will start moving So as I say, as troops will start moving through area, fully capturing the whole peninsula and capturing this island. But we're not just gonna see that, as we're going to see the Orange Nation, calling the Orange North Australian nation, start an invasion of the ethnic areas of this nation, as this area will be fully captured. So let's look at this peace treaty. So this is the peace treaty, as this country will annex this whole area, and they will also gain, I forgot to draw this, will also gain this Straits coast, this small coast right here, which is a very important coast for trade. So they're also gonna get that, as this nation will fully annex the northern parts of Australia. So now looking at something else, is we're going to see a new alliance pop up, as this alliance will be an economical alliance, as a lot of these nations are not doing that well in economic, as most of Africa is as most of these nations are yellow stability. So we're going to see them all decide to cooperate in a lot of nations will decide to join this, as they are going to cooperate. As the first nation that will join this will be the Rectangle Alliance, which is Morocco. Then this very poor nation, Libya, will join this. This nation right here, which is practically about to do. And this nation, as this alliance will be called, the Northern Europe Economical Alliance, as this is also followed by a very large military alliance, as this will be a square between this nation, this nation, this nation, this nation, this nation, and this nation. As the reason they're doing this is because a lot of these nations don't like democracy. So a lot of these nations will be changing ideology, as Morocco, this nation, and this nation will all change ideologies. But some countries will become full democracies, like this country, Egypt, this country, this country, this country, this country, His countries: South Africa, Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Namibia. Not all of Africa will become. There's a lot of countries are left, and they're gonna choose the ideology of socialism. As this nation will choose socialism, Zambia will choose socialism, Namibia will choose socialism. It's divided. So now we're going. So as I was saying, we're going to see a very large war happening. As a nation in South America who have elections, and that nation will be this Guyanian nation. As this country is a flawed democracy. I didn't update the layers here, as they're gonna have a very large election to find their leader, and the leader is between a socialist, a democrat, and a dictator, and a fascist. As the fascist who fully gain power in this country, and right after this, we're going to see this country attack the newly established nation of Colombia, as this country is pretty not doing that well. So we're going to see troops from this nation start moving into this country, fully cutting off this country from the southern area, as they will fully lose their capital. So let's look at this pastry. This is the pastry. Is this nation at the flaw of Brazil will end up fully annexing the Colombian nation. And this is bad as new governments are coming to the continent of South America. So now we're going to go to one of the longest lasting continents of Europe, as we're going to see the full union of Galicia and Catalonia, as Galicia will now unite under this new union, as this union has been undergone for a very, very long time. As the new Iberian Union will come into power, and they're gonna change their capital, as they're going to put the capital in this city right here. As this is great for the cooperation of these nations, as this wasn't that hard to do, because the nations in Iberia were not that strong, as right after these nations lost their major cities, they were not that strong. So yeah, a new strong country has arisen. So now we're going to look at the last event of this video, as we're gonna see the very big nation of Russia do something, as the Russians will fully decide to to invade the small independent nation of Kazakhstan, as Russia has really been not liking Kazakhstan because they're socialist, their ideology. So Russia will decide to really go for a large plains, and this is a very thoughtful because Russia is very strong. As Russia is fully occupied Kazakhstan. So let's look at this peace treaty. So this is the peace treaty. As this nation doesn't annex the whole areas, they only annex this large area, forcing the Kazakhstans to move their capital. But you're going to see something bad happening in this area. As you can see here, this country's capital is ruled by the this light religion, and this yellow religion is in the Pope are very strong in this area. So we're going to see this nation being absolutely furious about this and deciding to fix their population as they start doing what this nation is doing, as the fixing of the population comes in high, as this is not just any type of fixing. They're not chasing people, they're literally murdering them, and they're deciding to run to their religiously allied nations, religiously ruled nations. As this is bad, as this is even followed by this deciding, as this is even followed by this small country right here, even following the same ideology, as they fully unoccupy this. So that will be the end of this. As this is the end of this video, thank you for watching and goodbye.